Hello from wherever you are watching this. This is FLL Talk Show. So we have our new recording. Today's topic is what should we expect from DRC education system. I'm not alone in the studio. I'm with my special guest. Hello,
madam.
So can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Platini Bihata Mayamba. I'm an English language teacher. I teach English at Cali and ESP Gombe.
Good.
Yeah, I'm currently the coordinator of Access Program. We teach English for free.
Sure, yeah. Welcome. And please, can you introduce yourself as well?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
My name is Muzinga Lemfu. I am also an English language instructor. I teach at ESP Gombe. I'm a junior lecturer there. But I also coordinate my own YouTube channel, which is English with Muzinga Lemfu.
Meaning that you guys are technicians of English language, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Welcome one more time. As I said previously, we are going to talk about education system in DRC. What are the expectations? You as teacher, what can you say, Mr. Biata?
Yeah, you know, anything we do in our lives, we expect, we want that thing to yield a positive outcome. You know, when somebody goes to school, we want that person to be able to solve problems, because our life, in our lives, we have problems every day that need solution. And people who go to university should come up with some ideas, good ideas, suggestions and proposals in order to stem the tide of, I can say, problems that we have.
Good. So you mean that in everything that we do, we expect result, either positive or negative. So, Mr. Muzinga, the same question goes to you. What do you think about our education system?
Well, like Bihata said, I think education is the key, okay? It's the key of the development of any country in the world, okay? There's no country today called developed without the education. I think most of developed countries nowadays, they owe their education, they owe the development of the countries to the education. Like it's, I think if I'm going to compare, or if I have to make a kind of comparison of education and the development of a country, I would say education is like the fuel to move the engine of a car. So no fuel, no way to move a car. So it holds such a big impact to the development of a country.
So education is the fuel. Well, I like it. Meaning that education, it pushes a country going forward. It's through education that we can see that a country is developed or not. So is that education free, or we need to pay something to have education? Mr. Biata.
It depends on many factors, but I think like education in elementary school should be free as it is in other parts of the world. But when we make education free, we have to make sure that those students study well. We cannot make something free in order to destroy. We have to make something free, but we see some parameters where students will sit, the premises, the building that will shelter.
The facilities.
Yeah, the facilities that we need for those students. You see now the case here in Congo, we have free education, but with a lot of challenges that that we have to face. You see, there are children who sit on the floor, but I don't know these days because I didn't check on that. But free education is not bad, but what we need, that education should solve problem. Like now in DRC, we have raw materials, but we don't have, I don't know if we have a school where people can study diamond. You see, our it can be free, but we can also work on our educational system in order to solve the problems that lies ahead and what we have.
So education needs needs facilities, as you said, to make it real, to make it accessible for learners to learn in a good way.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Muzinga,
Yeah.
do you think that our education system, is it in a good shape?
Yeah, our education system is very well built to be theoretical.
Yeah.
Okay, we have, the last time I checked on the education system of DRC, I realized that we have a strongly built system, okay, which, by the way, is focused on inclusion, meaning everybody has access. You ask a question here about should education be free or not. Of course, we have free education, like the first part of education, elementary up to grade, I think grade 8, it's free. And the system as it looks like, you know, the system is very well built, but it's mostly theoretical. And with a theoretical system, it is really hard to bear fruits or to bring to the development country. But the system itself, the Congolese system, is very well built.
So
Yeah.
what can we do to make it to make it good and meet our expectations?
Yes, I think if I can complete Mr. Muzinga, yeah, he's right. We have, because when you talk with educators, they will say that there is no educational system that supersedes another educational system. Because the educational system we have is made according to our realities. But there are some of the things that we can subtract, we can remove. Like somebody, a student who deals with the science, like biology and chemistry, I don't see why that person should learn the history of France, to learn the Charlemagne and Empire Carolingien. I don't see the importance of somebody who will be in the laboratory mixing, jinxing things in order to make soap, to make, I don't know, powder soap. I don't think it's a good idea for that person to spend his time learning a bunch of things about history, geography. Yeah, geography they can learn because we need someone to have a panoramic view and general knowledge about things that about the nature. But we cannot spend time on learning things from other countries, like memorizing capital cities of all the African countries. It's a waste of time in the educational system. Yeah, but
So you mean that it needs to be reviewed? We need to review our component, the component of our education system to make it more
Practical.
practical, to make it practical, to let learners learn easily what will be helpful for his future.
yeah, let me take the example of our roads. You see, like our boulevard. Now it's filthy. It's not clean. When students spend their time memorizing definitions like geography is the science that studies the earth. In geography, they can teach them things related to environment, how to keep our environment tidy, to be practical. You go on the ground, you sweep, you pick up the trash, you put it in the dustbin. See, but we spend our time defining concepts. And we cannot develop a country when in the educational system you only define concepts. There is no practical part.
So for you, theory must be few and more practice, less theory.
Through vocational education.
Oh, good. So what is your point of view, Mr. Muzinga?
It's going to be the same. We have the same view on that because I believe that, as I told you, a country's development is tightly bound to the education system, okay? If we're having problems today, like he said, he gave the example of a road. Let's say, for example, there's a hole that you notice on the road somewhere like that. Or let's take the case of traffic jam, by the way. We have traffic jams today. I think in developed countries, we've been in Japan. Japan in 2011, they had a massive tsunami. A tsunami is when the water leaves its bank to invade the earth. Now, that tsunami declined the development of Japan. Japan went down economically speaking. What did they do? They asked to educators, what should we do? How should we sustain the development of our country? and educators they worked, and they proposed. I think this is what we need to do. This is how education should answer questions. This is how education should actually bind the development of a country.
So
Okay.
all the school or DRC applies the same school program? Because as you say that we need to be more practical and less theory. So I need to make sure with you as technician, is all schools of DRC apply the same program?
National schools, yes. National schools.
National
Yeah.
school,
They
you mean
all
that there
apply
are
the same.
national school and other school which are not national?
Yeah, we have international schools as well.
International
International
schools.
schools, we have schools of embassies,
Yeah.
which depend on their countries. But national schools, being public or private, we all have the same program, DRC program. Yeah.
Okay.
But
So-
international depend on their countries actually.
Good.
Yeah.
So what is the expectation of a parent when sending his child to school, his children to school? When you are sending your children to school, just put yourself on a parent shoe. What do you really expect?
Yeah, basically, any parent wants their children to read, calculate, the reasoning, I can say, the way of thinking. He wants they want their child to think smart out of school. By thinking, it will lead them to work. You see, as Mr. Musinga talked about Japan, Japanese people made their education holistic. They talk about the word holistic. The first two syllables of that word, holy, means holy. After God, it's education.
It's sacred.
Yeah, it's sacred.
Education is sacred in
Sacred, yes.
Japan.
It's sacred how?
It's-
It's something that has been hidden
No,
and they don't
No,
just...
No. It's something that they venerate, like God.
venerate.
It's something they
Okay.
worship after God.
They
okay?
don't play with
They
it.
don't play with education. It's all depend on the place that you guys put of education in your country. In Japan, education comes after God. Okay,
Sure.
that's what you have of the development of Japan. Now, the question is, where is education located in DRC?
In DRC.
Okay, when you answer that question, then you can see whether the education builds or binds or holds development of a country or not.
So as you mentioned it,
Yeah.
for you, where is the place of education? in
Education
DRC?
is it's at the lower level.
lower level.
The lower level
Where
scale
it
of the
shouldn't
country.
be.
Yeah, actually, the question is not even there. The question is, does DRC education system build the development of DRC? I think no. Another question we can ask is, do politicians or decision makers, don't talk
But
about
let's go for the
politicians.
first one you said.
Yeah.
Repeat it, please. You said, does education, Congolese education
Contribute to the
So-
development of the DRC?
So where are we standing? Because I think your answer will be no. As you said,
Yeah, it's
that
no.
It's no.
Yeah.
So we are standing on what?
I think Congo stands on the rules, the laws. Congo stands on cotton, cobalt, copper, a diamond. Congo stands on that.
So you mean
But
that as we have all those riches, we put aside education, it doesn't matter for us?
it's nice to have natural resources, okay? But it's also better to work on them, intellectually speaking. He said, you ask a question here, what should a parent expect when they send their children to school? A parent expects when they send their children to school to have children thinking critically.
Good,
Okay?
yeah.
Now the question is, do our children today in Congo, do they think critically? Do they think critically?
Are they critical
Are
thinkers?
they critical thinkers? That's the question to ask. And this is where you realize that actually the education system DRC is good, strongly built, but it doesn't really help the development of the country.
So you as a technician,
Yeah.
can you answer to this question? Are our learners, Congolese learner, thinking
Critically.
critically?
Yeah, to tell the truth, we are a little bit far from that. Yeah,
Why?
Yeah, because first of all, I don't want to use a shocking term like our education is like the
Just be diplomatic.
the spare tire. You know, spare tire is the tire we put behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when they talk about many things. Education, comes like an orphan. If you know, in the course of socioeconomy in education, it is one of the courses at ESP. They talked about a budget of defense, education. It
Budget
means,
allocated
yeah,
in
allocated
every
to,
sector.
yeah.
Yeah.
Education is ranked at the second place.
The second place, yeah.
Yeah. When we talk about Japan, you see, Japan is calling teachers from around the world.
Outsiders.
They pay them
Yeah.
in order to do research. And when you do research, you write, you leave those techniques, those strategies to Japanese. And after your departure, they will see it and see what you
How can
found,
they
yeah,
use
your
what you
findings
say?
in your research. And we can also do that with ourselves. With ourselves, they allocate a budget they give to like professors at the University of Kinshasa, ESP Gombe.
Let's call it international cooperation.
Yeah,
education.
cooperation.
So,
Okay,
as Congolese education doesn't meet parent expectation, is what you said. Let's take it like that.
Yeah, we cannot say that
Well,
it doesn't
not
meet.
really, not
because,
really that.
yes, students
but
can read,
it's
can calculate.
actually
So you think
students
reading and writing, is it enough?
not enough.
Not
Exactly. That's why we say that we should be more pragmatic.
Yeah.
Okay? The system is practical. The system is theoretical.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's helping because we have literate
It's
people
helping
here.
so far.
It's helping people to speak. It's helping people to read, write, okay, to reason. But it's more theoretical.
The case of
So
Unikin.
what to do
Yeah.
to enhance our education system? You as technician, what are your
to
suggestions?
enhance. Yeah, before that, I would like to add something. You see, Unikin students were at what is that?
International
International Criminal Court.
Like courts.
Yeah, it was like a competition. They simulated a lawsuit, and they won.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won the competition.
Yeah,
But
I heard it.
yeah, to enhance our educational system, you know, we have to revisit many things. People have to sit around the table and try to examine all the field, like in biology and chemistry. What can we take out? And every school should be equipped with tools, materials, like if there is biochemistry, biology and chemistry, they have those tools. I saw with my naked eyes in the US, students learning anatomy. They had a heart. They could touch, I don't know if it was the heart of an animal, if it was materials that they used to make a heart. It was like the natural heart. They could see, different parts of the heart.
Yeah.
And they went to the sink in order to wash their hands. I was like, oh, this is fantastic.
Amazed, yeah.
Yeah, practically speaking. Yeah, you know, in education, we have a lot of ramifications. It's multifaceted. We have also to promote vocational education. Because in our country, we think that going to university for 5 years, now 3 years, that will develop the country. No, you know, countries like Japan and China, lower people you see, like people who didn't go to university, are helping. When American people say time is money, the time, they count the economy of the United States from the work that any American does, like 1 minute of his job contributes to the development of the United
The growth
States.
of the nation.
Yeah, we have to consider vocational training. Those who can craft, those who can make tables, chairs, not only those who go to university to speak, to have long talks, but we
Because
move
everything
backwards.
matters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Muzinga,
Yeah.
according to you, what to do to enhance our education
Well,
system?
going on the same line with Mr. Bihata, I think when you take the case of Japan, for example.
You like Japan too much?
Yeah, Japan, everybody
We've
likes
been
Japan because we've been there and we saw.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not talking vacuum. Okay, we're talking about stuff we actually testified. Okay. Japanese system of education is made of many copies. Okay, they copy US, they copy South Korea, they copy Singapore, even China. Now, for our system to be strongly built and be more practical and pragmatic, I think what we need to do is to make the educational system of DRC meet the needs of the country, to make it to the realities of the country. Japanese system of education, though built upon the US South Korea or China,
So you
whatever.
say to make
They-
the education system to meet the needs.
They actually developed a system that is built according to their culture. Okay,
Yeah.
we need to make our education system meet the culture of our country.
So
okay?
what is the average then?
Congolese system? Well,
Congolese
on the
system.
scale of 100, I'll put Congolese system to 20. I'll give 20%, like 20 out of 100. There's a lot that has been done. A lot is being done, but more is to do, okay, for this system.
Are you sure?
I told you, it's a strongly built. Theoretically speaking, we have a strongly built system. But this is not enough, okay? The system of education has to answer the questions of development of our country. Okay?
And to do that, people should get something, you know, that can help them make both ends meet. Yeah, like salary. Because, you know, when people are not well paid, they are not motivated. There are not incentives. You see, we know there is no country, because people say that, in the world.
People complain. Everywhere people complain.
People complain.
That
Teachers complain.
education is a low-paid sector.
But I don't think a teacher from France
Sure.
will go to somebody in the neighborhood to
beg for
to beg for food,
something,
to ask
because they don't
loaves
have
of bread.
money, because they don't.
Say,
no.
give me loaves of bread, I will pay you back in the evening.
Good. Thank you so much. Today
Sure.
was the first part of this great topic, because I can notice that you guys have a lot of to say.
There is a lot to say.
So I just thank you for the meantime. I think we'll carry on the next recording. Thank you so much. Your last word in 30 seconds.
My last word in 30 seconds, I'm going to greet my beautiful wife, Muke, where she is. Thank you very much for allowing me to be here, because she knew I was coming here and she blessed me.
Good.
And I would say, thank you so much. I love you, darling. Thank you.
Mr. Viata,
Okay, yes. Yeah, I am happy to be here. No way to follow Mr. Muzinga. You know, this is newlywed, huh? Yeah, it's like that.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I just thank the Lord Almighty. He that made this possible. I thank Tele 50 and my beautiful sister, Sucremacy. Thank you. God bless you.